Okay, let's see if that's better. Now I gotta find you again. Still no. I don't know what we're gonna do here. I don't think you guys want to watch this sideways. I thought it was gonna work. It's not working. Well, tell me what you guys think. Do you want to watch this sideways? I don't know how else to get it to work. It was working just fine.
You can't turn your phone while recording, I know. Okay, I'm gonna go away again.
Oh, maybe that's not the right one. Okay, I apologize. I gotta find the one that I'm broadcasting now. And I can't find it. I don't know if it's working or not. We've got a dozen videos here and I can't find the right one. So I apologize. For all of this wasted time that, oh, it's working now. Yay. Okay, Cookie. No. Get out of here. Okay, now I gotta find the volume and turn it down. Okay, so we got that figured out. So I'm sorry I'm late and that I've been here 3 or 4 times already. Okay, Cookie, you gotta go. Okay, so I've got a little bit of a new setup. We're still working on this project. This is what you have got so far. Hello everybody. Sorry, that got me all bothered now because I couldn't get it to work forever. Who is back with me? Anybody? So here's what we have so far. Our album cover. So you remember how yesterday I talked about Tyvek envelopes and how you sponge them. This is what it will look like when you sponge them with your alcohol ink. Sorry, this one's actually kind of sort of done. I just haven't matted it. So this is what it'll look like. That's what this one looked like before I put the pretty paper on it. So it's not that you have to cover the whole thing. You just have to cover where you're gonna see. So you get that look. And then you do want to do some of your inside, you know, as well, because you are going to see that. So that's that. So now we can get on to our, and I did, as you can see, I did some prep work this time. Anybody here with me? Oh, there we go. Now I see the comments. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me say hello. I'm so glad to see you all had patience with me till I could get this going the right way. Any questions off the start? All sorted? Yes, we are all sorted. Thank goodness. And I'm just going to take a minute and apologize to everybody. If I don't, if I just say kind of what you said, I apologize. I don't want to butcher your name. And I can't really see my comments all that well. It worked, yes, Erica. Finally, I got it to work. Only, I think it was the 4th or 5th time. Hi, Wendy, Jessica. I want to say Lisa Alport. Hi. Got your cover almost finished. Watching now to finish later. That's all right. Okay, so let's get on to our pieces here. I did some of the prep work this time, trying to keep the video a little bit slower. So we'll just move all of our pieces off to the side, and you're going to grab your first 1A. Okay? So then you're going to take your 1B piece, and this is your, I don't know if you can see it or not, you have a dinted side and a bumpy side, or a valley side and a mountain side. You're going to put tape on the mountain or bumpy side of this piece and your C, 1C piece. because what we're going to do with this one is we're going to tuck it behind. So you're going to just taper your corners, which is you're going to cut just from the edge of your tape, or you can cut back to right the edge of where your score line is. Just don't go over that score line. So we're just going to taper our edges there, just that little bit. Okay, so you're going to do both sides. And you may as well, while we're doing that, do the same thing to your C piece. And I'm going to have a bunch of garbage here. Try and get that out of the way. Because I have my iPad sitting in a different spot and it's sitting over top of my garbage can. So you want to just kind of engage both of those score lines just to make it easier to score once you have everything. You can do the first score line, the one that your 1/2 inch score is on. Give that one a burnish, but don't burnish the other one. Okay, you can do that to both B and C pieces. I'm really hoping this video doesn't take an hour and a half like that last one. I apologize for that. I did not intend for it to take that long. So just give that one a burnish. So this here is the piece that you did not see in the walkthrough of the album. This is the piece that I messed up on and I didn't like, so it was omitted. So this time we're going to put it in there. So you're going to take your A piece and we're going to put this one on the top of the A piece. So now what I like to do is just pull back your tape just a smidgen. And you're going to line this up so that you can still see that score line. You don't want to go over that score line. You're going to have a tiny little bit of space. You're going to line that up right along there. Once you're happy with it, then you can just kind of slowly pull back your tape. Just like that. And there we have one flap. So then you're going to do the same thing with... Well, that didn't work. Hi, Yvonne. Lots are watching. I got quite a few on here. What pieces are these? We're starting with your number 1, like your section 1. So we're working with A, B, and C. So we've got, this is your A piece. There's no score lines on it. Then you got your B piece, and we've attached it to the top. So now we're going to take our C piece and attach it to the bottom, giving us a couple of flaps. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing. You're going to just attach that right up close to the score line, but not going over. You still want to see it. That's kind of why we engaged it a little bit, so that you can kind of see that fold where it goes. So you're going to go up close there, but not over. You want to stay a little bit away. I'm happy there. So then you're just going to pull back your tape, put her down. So there we've got that and that. So there we go. There's the start. Okay. So now we are going to work with D1D. Now this piece is this pocket right here. But I don't like it here because this piece stumbles around so much. So I think I'm going to see if we can put it somewhere else. Put it on the inside, or so we'll see if we can do that afterwards. But for right now, you're gonna, everything else, all of your other pieces, you're gonna tape on the dented side, your valley side. Okay, so you can get your tape around your edges. And then what I do is I flip it over so I can see where those score lines meet. And you're going to cut across that X right there. I don't know if you can see it. See if I can make it so that you can see it. There, can you see that at all? Even a little bit? So we're going to cut right across this intersecting line, and that is called your miter. So you're just going to cut right across, and that's what you've got, just like that. Do that to both sides. Now because this is the front of my pocket, I'm just going to erase those lines. Now the way to tell if you have your mitering done properly is you fold over your score lines, and you can burnish a little bit. Fold them over, and then you turn it over, and you want to make sure here that your flaps don't catch. If there's nothing, if they don't catch, you're golden. You're perfect. You've done a perfect miter. So what I think I want to do is I want to put this pocket on the inside. So I'm going to actually turn this into a pocket flap. Can you see that? Am I out of the camera? I am a little bit, aren't I? So we're going to put this on the very edge, on the inside is where I've decided I'm going to put it this time. Okay, just like that. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to peel off my tape. Just like that. Peel off my tape. There, so this is going to become, so you'd be able to put an insert in here, you know, it's become a pocket now. So that's, and this is where your magnet will go if you have magnets, if you're going to use magnets. Okay, so now your next step, okay, so now you're going to take piece E, E1E. Let me catch up here on some comments. It will keep freezing. But when you watch the replay, I watched myself the other night and there was no freezing anywhere. So I apologize for the freezing. I think it's just the video. It happens all the time. So now we've got our 1E piece, and you're gonna tape your dinted side again on the first between the first 1/2 inch score line, and then you're gonna engage both of those score lines just to make it a little bit easier to fold when it comes time. And then your first 1/2 inch score line we can burnish. And then you're going to do the same thing. You want to miter your corners. You always want to miter when you're going edge to edge. Like this is going to go edge to edge. So you want to miter. It just kind of hides the construction of your project. And there's no right or wrong amount to miter. I sometimes get a lot and I sometimes get a little. It's entirely, it doesn't really bother me too terribly much. Okay, so this one, okay, is going to be, we're doing it in order. So this piece is going to be this piece. See what I mean? This piece falls out all the time. Okay, so we're going to flip it around, open up our project, our section, I guess, and this piece is going to go, you're going to only want that first 1/2 inch score line folded, and then you're going to want to place it right in between, right along the very edge, and I apologize if my head gets in the shot, right along the very edge, right there. Once you're happy, like I say, I always kind of hold my hand in place and I pick it up and I pull a little off there, just like that. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so now the next pieces, engage that score line. Doesn't have to be, you don't have to, it's just to give yourself some room. There we go. Now we can give it a burnish. There we go. Now you have there all my garbage. How are we doing? Hi Rita, are you still here? Okay, so now we have, this is going to be our little stack pocket and belly band. So we're going to have one G, one F, and one H. Okay. You guys will have to bear with me. I apologize for the lack of knowledge as to what I'm doing. So we'll start with the bottom pocket, which is one F, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to tape along your dinted side, and then you're going to miter your corners. Fold your score lines and burnish. Okay, flip it over and inspect your corners. Make sure there's nothing in the way. We're good. Okay, and then this piece is going to go right along the bottom, and you're going to go right over. If you want to flip your project so that you can have a better, you're going to go right over to the cut edge, and it should fit perfectly on there. Right from cut edge to cut edge, right from cut edge to your score line over here, and right along the bottom. So then once you're happy with your positioning, you can put down your tape. I don't have so much to talk about today, people. I was really excited yesterday, or I guess I should say on Monday, Saturday. See, being this COVID thing, my days are all messed up. I have no idea what day it is. So now we're going to take our 1G piece, and I didn't tell you the next step. I only told you to score each end because I wanted to make sure that you guys did this piece properly. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler. Hopefully you have a clear ruler, but if you don't have a clear ruler, you're going to mark up the edge to 1/2 inch on both sides here. You're going to mark up 1/2 inch, and then you're going to draw a line at 1/2 inch. If you have the ruler like I do, you're just going to line up your 1/2 inch mark like that, hold it down, and draw a line. And you only have to tape from that line up, because for this part of the pocket, this is a Kathy King pocket. She's the one that I saw do this first. She, hi Sharon. She did this pocket, and I love the pocket. It's really cool. Who have we got? Kim. Hi Kim. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so you're going to take and you're going to just cut just to that score, and you're going to go through the score line, but just barely through the score line. Okay, you do that on both sides. Just there. Okay, and now you're going to cut on a little bit of an angle to that edge of that score line. See there? Oh, I guess I didn't get far enough. There, just like that. Let's see here. See what you got there? You see that piece? That's what you want it to look like. You're going to do the same thing on both sides. Okay? And it doesn't matter because that's going to be tucked in, so it doesn't matter if you have like a really big angle or really small angle. So then you're gonna fold your score marks. Just like that. And I'm going to erase my pencil line now. Just so that you don't see it. I mean, if you mat through, you know, you may just want to leave your score line because you're gonna cover that anyway. But sometimes I don't always mat all the way through. So then you're gonna take this piece and you're just gonna tuck it right in there, and it's not gonna go any farther down than what your pocket allows it. So that it's the perfect measurement, perfect fit. So you can take your tape off, and then you can tuck in your pocket. Get that lined up just perfect like so. And there you go. And it'll be lined up, like I say, just perfect. So there's that one. So now this one, your 1H, is just a simple belly band. You bugger off, Cookie. So you can fold it over and burnish your score lines. My puppy wants out, but she's shit out of luck. So there, you've got your belly band. So now you can, I put it roughly, I just eyeballed it, roughly about an inch down from the top. But you can put it, you know, like if you want it right up the top, if you want it, but I'm going to put it about an inch away from the top of my score line, or of my cut edge there at the top. So I'm just going to take my, and you don't have to miter this because it's not going at an edge. If you wanted it right at the top, you'd want to miter. So put that down. And then I'm just going to measure and make sure that I am all this black on black. Look at that, I eyeballed almost exact. Right there. So here I apologize if my head was in there again. So there's that. Okay, so you got one flap done. Well, 2 flaps done. Okay. So now your next one is going to be 1I, and it's going to be the flap on the other side. Okay, so let's fold this up, set that over there, and we're going to put our tape on the dinted side, and you'll see this one only has 1 score line because we didn't need as much space. Okay, so this one's going to go on the inside. So we'll just fold, oh, we should miter. I forgot about that. Miter your corners. Fold, burnish, just like that. All of my garbage, I'll have to get rid of that here soon. There, so you take your project, and this one is going to go right along the left-hand edge. Just like so. Get that lined up in there. Make sure that I'm away from my score lines just a hair, not just so that there's nothing in the way of the fold. And once you're happy with that, you can just tear away your tape. And there we go. Okay, so now that's that one. So that's how that's going to look, like that. Okay, so now we'll do our angled pocket. Now you can see here, there's tape all the way down this side, along here, but only halfway up here, because we're going to cut this angle. So what I want you to do is take your ruler, and you're going to draw in 1 inch from the score line, not the cut edge, from the score line. Hi Paula, I'm glad you found me too. Hi Judy, probably been here for a while. I haven't checked my screen in a while. Kim, it's gonna go in and out of focus. It's only my phone. I don't have a big camera set up. I do whatever is free. Everything I've done is free. I don't have nothing other than my phone and my iPad to do this with. Hi, Trina. Okay, so on this piece, you're going to take your 1J and you're going to have it so that you have your short edge at the bottom with the score line, and then your cut edge with no score line at the bottom, or at the top, sorry, your other short edge, your two longer edges on either side. So from your left-hand side, you're going to draw a line, just make a little tick mark, 1 inch in from your score line, not the cut edge, the score line. Then you're going to come over to the right side, and you're going to, if you need to turn it, that's fine, and you're going to measure in 3 inches from the score line at the bottom, not the cut edge, the score line. If you're going to go with the cut edge, you go at 3.5 inches. So at 3 inches, you're going to make another tick mark, but you're going to slide it over right against the edge. And then, I cheat, you can use a ruler and your craft knife, but I like the Stampin' Up! Trimmer for this reason. So I'm just going to line up my tick marks here, and I'm just going to slice it off, just like that. Just like that. So there you are. There's your piece that comes off. And my blade is obviously getting a little dull, so I just go in and trim off any of the fuzzies. If you have a file, which Stampin' Up! Had years ago, if you have a little sander, you can just sand it off. But I find it just as easy to cut. There, we can move that out of our way. So there you have that. So now you're going to do the same thing because you have your 2 score lines where they intersect. You're going to turn it over and miter your corners. Just like so. Okay, and fold over your score line. Ooh, that didn't fold so good. Fold over your score lines. Burnish. I'll erase all my pencil marks here in a second. My extra pencil marks. Inspect your corners. Oh, I'm okay, I'm okay. So now I'm just gonna, you can leave the stuff in the middle, but I'm gonna take off my cheater marks here so that I can remember, because my memory is terrible. I wanted to remember how far in I was, and I knew I wasn't gonna if I didn't write it down. So this is going to be a considerably shorter video, unless you want to keep going, and we can do the little section for the next part. So this one is just going to go right on, again, right on the cut edge, along the cut edges of your album, or of your, if I could remember what all the letters were, I apologize. Okay, once you're happy with your placement, you can peel your tape. How's everybody doing? Is anybody crafting along? I'm working a little bit faster this time, so it's probably not near as easy as it was yesterday, or the other day. I'm going to continue to say yesterday. I hope you all realize that. My days are all messed up. I can't wait to get back to work. Okay, so there you are. There's that piece. And so now the last piece that we have to do for this section is our other stack pocket, our last stack pocket. So we'll just fold everything up here for a minute, get it out of the way. Oops. So you got your first 1K for the stack pocket. And you're going to do the same thing, tape on the dinted side. Just managing to keep up. Well, that's good. Good for you, Lisa. Okay, so tape on the dinted side. Okay, dinted or valley. flip it over. I flip it, you don't have to flip it over, you can do it this way, but I find it easier to see my score lines if I have it on the opposite side as the tape. So I always flip it over. So there you go, move your pieces out of the way, fold on your score lines and burnish. Everybody getting excited to see what their finished product is going to look like? I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Okay, so there's our pocket. So now we're going to go to the inside. Now this one you should have, you can line it right up at the bottom, but you should have a tiny little space on either side. Whoa, not very much. Not very much at all, but that's okay. So you line that up right along all of the edges on the inside. Once you're happy with your placement, you can peel your tape. I had so many things that I was going to tell you guys today. Oh, for any of you, remember I was talking about my Happy Mail? Sandra Flowers had sent me my very first ever Happy Mail. Well, she totally inspired me because that really made my week. So if you haven't done it already, there is a document in the file section. Now hold that thought. So now we're going to do the same thing with 1L, which is also a stack pocket. So you're going to draw your 1/2 inch line. You're going to mark your 1/2 inch so that you've got a 1/2 inch mark across here. And then you're going to tape from that line up there, just so that it's not saving a whole lot of tape, but it's saving a little bit of tape. So then you're just going to cut along that pencil mark through the score line, not past. Just go through the score line, not any farther. And then on a little angle, you just want to cut up to that score line. Cut line, score line, whatever you want to call that little spot. There you are. Then we'll erase our pencil mark. So this is our last piece here, people. Do we want to carry on and do the few, there's only 3 pieces that are going to be the belly band on the other section, the second section. Do you want to carry on and do that one, or do you want to stop and we'll do that one another day? Because that video, we're only running at about a 1/2 hour here, and that video will probably take 10 minutes because it's only a couple of pieces. What do you think? Should we keep going, or shall we stop? So you're just going to tuck this in, and it should line up just perfect. Just like that. You want me to carry on? You guys want to get it done, don't you? I know, I'm excited too. Marianne, hi Marianne. Okay, so we're just going to slide that in. Okay, get that lined up and down. There we go, just like that. So you can close that up. Oops, whoopsie, oopsie. Close that up like that. And there's going to be a little bit more in here now, now that we've put that pocket on the other side, but that's okay. I guess I could have maybe changed that. This should have maybe I'll have to change that measurement because that's pretty tight there. I didn't give it a... Okay, there we go. We got garbage in there. So now if you have magnets, okay, if you don't have magnets, you can trim this off. And you could maybe put a little pocket or tuck spot down here, and then you can put a photo mat in to keep this flap from flapping around. But for me, Yeah, I'm thinking this might have been, I should have put it on the top. And I don't have that fancy, everybody go. What's happening? Well, it's still going. How come, can anybody hear me? Uh-oh. There we go. Are we back? Oh, looks like we're back. I'm not sure what happened there. But I lost a bunch of people. There, look, you get to look at my hair. Okay. We were talking magnets. How long was I gone? Hopefully not that long. There we go. How long was I gone? Just a couple of seconds, I hope. You can still hear me? I apologize. Okay, so we're going to take our magnet and we're going to go to the top, very top of our first flap there. I think this is piece B. And what I do is I just take a little piece of my tape and I go like this and I put it down. Then I take another piece of my tape, put it upside down, and I take the magnet, whoopsie, and I stick it down on top like that. Okay, and then you want to make sure that you have all of your gussets and the upper, like the proper, you know, engaged positions. Line up your flap like that. So line that up and then you just stick it down just like that. So there you have it in the proper spot every time. There we go. The last Sandra, when I got these was probably a year or more ago, and I bought a ton of them, and when I went to look to see if I could get more, that was sold out. Like that person or whatever doesn't have it. I'm not a huge online shopper, so I don't know. But you can get all kinds of different ones. I know Trina just bought some, Trina Bailey. If you want to, if you can link, if you're still here, if you can link to where you got the magnets that you just got, that'd be great. If not, it's just, the size that I use is 8mm by 1mm, and they are rare earth magnets. And so that's, I just go to Amazon, or Etsy or whatever, or sorry, not Etsy, eBay, and I search, and I get what I get. Okay, so now we're going to, like, this is your front. So now we're going to flip this over, and we're going to put tape all along all four edges, right close to your cut line without going over, all the way around. You can use wet glue here, but because we have tape on our album, wet glue won't stick to the tape. So I prefer to use my tape. I'll probably put wet glue on the inside in here, but I use tape. I like the tape. It's got a good stick, and it holds. I have nothing that has fallen apart as of yet. And even if I make a mistake, I have a hard time taking it apart, so I know it works. Okay, so you got that there. Okay, so now you're going to take your album and we're going to put it on this first section right here. Okay, you're going to give yourself about 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the, so you got your gusset here, and you got this edge right here. You want to stay just a hair away from that edge from your tape there. So what I do is I do like to use the wet glue. Oh, I'm going to use my full one. And you just put, you don't need a lot, it's just a little bit to help it stay in place. Scribble some on there. Okay, flip it over. Okay, and get it into place. Like I said, right at the edge there, right on the edge. And you want to stay about 1/8 of an inch away. Just like this. Just like that. Make sure. Perfect. I'm happy with that. So then, oh dear, I think this might be a mistake. We're going to have to use our piercing tool and peel away our tape. This might have been a mistake, people. It's not my first one today. There we go. We'll get the tape peeled, and as long as you have the glue, it's going to stay in place long enough for you. If you can just get them to start here like this, like that. Get the next one here going. Like I say, my piercing tool is my best friend. Okay, hold it down, start peeling. There you go, first section down. You can open it up and just kind of give it a burnish, just like that. Go over the inside like that, and there we go. Our first section is done. Hi, Cookie. So now you guys want to keep going. We're at about 45 minutes. Do you want to keep going with the next 3 pieces for the belly band here? Let me know what you think. Keep going, stop. We only have 3 pieces. Actually, you know what? We are going to stop because we do only have 3 pieces, but the one piece is going to, it's got some folds and flaps. So tell you what, we are going to call her done for today. And she is a pretty kitty, but she's kind of a pretty big pain in my butt. Every time I get on a video, she's trying to get right there. So I will come on. I know it's like the next day, but I'll come on tomorrow. Keep going, please. You want me to keep going? It might take we could be another hour and a half. Well, not another hour and a half. We could have another hour and a half long video. You want to keep going? Okay, so then we're going to keep going. So then you need the next pieces. You're going to start with section 2. So you're going to have 2 A, B, and C. That is all. Okay? So we're going to set this aside just a little bit because we'll do the first piece, which is not B. B is going to be, I'm okay with going, whatever suits you best. Well, we'll see where we get. This one could be quick, it might not be. I didn't have this one prepped though. So we'll prep together. You're going to take your 2A and you're going to tape the dinted side nice and close to the cut edge of your belly band. And this one you don't have to taper your edges because it is not going to go from edge to edge. Yes, it's going from top to bottom, but you're going to slide in your designer paper and you're not going to see that anyway. So you can fold and burnish. Fold and burnish. Okay, so this one is going right in. This is why we covered this section. So now you're going to take this section and you're going to center your belly band as much as you can on the edges. Sorry about my head being in the shot. So you'll center your belly band here as much as you can. I think I am way off center and center. About an inch. Oh, I guess I'm not. I eyeballed that pretty good. So you can center that piece in the middle and you can put that piece down. To peel your tape backing off. Just like that. Peel your tape backing. Okay, so now you've got your belly band. Just like that. Okay. So now this piece, we'll do piece B, which is this piece right here. You can see it's a pocket. Okay. So I made it a pocket. You can do it an easier way, but I did it a little bit more of a difficult way. So we're going to set this aside. Okay, and you've got your score line. Now I may have to fold it and do this because I got confused when I was doing it. It actually accidentally became a piece. So this is your pocket. This is the side that you're going to put down, but we haven't scored that edge yet. So you can fold in half here and burnish. Okay, so then you have your 1/2 inch score line on your left. And then on the bottom. So we're going to cut up here in the middle along this score line. Find my scissors. You're going to cut up against the score line, just through there. And then you're going to, I don't know if you can see the scribble marks on there. You're going to take this, you're going to cut along that score line, and you're going to take that piece all the way off. Now, if you can cut straight, good on you. I cannot. So again, I bring in my paper trimmer and I'm going to line it up at 1/2 inch right there. And then I'm going to hold this up and I'm going to come in and I'm just going to line up and I'm going to put it and I'm going to cut. Oh, I'm definitely dull. Definitely dull. I may have just, oh, I don't like that. Okay. My blade is dull. I'll be changing that, so I'm going to have to cut. And I may have wrecked this. So I apologize. So you're just going to cut along, and I'm cutting the score line off. Oh, that is terrible. Okay, so just cut along there, cutting your score line off, and as you can see, I cannot cut straight. I am very, very crooked. Hopefully you're not going to see that. Okay, so now you're going to put your tape on your score lines. You're going to have one intersecting. You don't need to have it in the square there. So you're going to tape along up to the edge there. So. And then you're going to go along this 1/2 inch edge, right along the cut edge, up to that score line. Now, because this is going to be a pocket and we're going to tuck it inside, we're just going to angle these cuts just a little bit, like that. And then we're going to do this one as well so that our pocket doesn't, or our tag doesn't get stuck, okay? just like that. Now you're going to flip it over and you're going to miter that corner. How's everybody doing? Are you keeping up? There we go. How are we doing? It is strong enough for this. Yes, tear and tape is strong enough. I have Stampin' Up! Tape and I use it all the time. I just, because it's only one width, and I like this one because it covers more of your 1/2 inch score line. If you want to change the measurements and give yourself just 3/8 of an inch, then score tape will cover it. But I use the squall tape just because it's a little bit wider. But Stampin' Up! Tape, tear and tape is definitely strong enough for this, yes. Okay, you can fold your pocket over. There we go. Okay, inspect, perfect. So now you're going to fold this over, okay, and it fits perfect. So at this point, if you like to, well, that didn't really, if you want to have a punch here, you can use your envelope punch board. Let's do that. Let me grab my punch board. So if you want, you're going to take, you're going to measure, this should be 4.5. Yes, so you're going to want to line your, open it up, line your folded edge at 2 1/4 and give it a punch. That will give you a little bit of a handle there for your, so you can see that that's a pocket. Okay? Okay, so now you don't even have to really, because it's going to line up just perfect. It should anyway. Yep. Just perfect. So you can take your tape off. Now this, I'll show you what I mean by I cheated. There. Okay, so you see how, and we've got no score line here. So we have a slightly bigger. So what you're going to do, so I've got all of my tools over here. I like to use my Simply Scored. So I take it, and it doesn't have to be, because you're going to line that up, that edge, just like that. You're going to line your scored edge up at 1 tick mark, and then you're going to just, so where it is there, you're going to come over 1 more tick mark so you're about 1/8 of an inch away and score. Just like that. So that gives you that 1/8 of an inch, and you don't have to measure. So you fold that, and because of my poor trimmer, I'm slightly crooked, but that's okay. I can deal with that. So then you're going to put your tape. You're going to put 2 strips. Oh, and I almost told you to put it. You're going to put it over, and you're going to put it on the bumpy side, on the opposite side, because we're going to tuck it inside. So you can put this one, flip it over, and put it on the back. And I'm going to use 2 strips. Find my tool. I'm going to put 2 strips side by side, and that will be enough. Just like that. So that didn't take as long as I thought. I thought that was going to take a lot longer. Okay, so there we are. So now we're going to grab your album again. And you can put this anywhere you want it, right at the bottom. You can line it up right at the bottom. You can have it in the middle. Where do I have it in my other one? It is right along the bottom. I guess you probably want it along the bottom for your tag. So I guess you probably want to put it right along the bottom, just like that. So you can just take your tape off and slide it in there. Just try not to push down on anything. You hold everything up. Get it in there. Kind of get it in place. You want to be able to see your score line again. You want to be able to see the whole way. There you go, just like that. See? Okay. So then we're going to take this little flap, which is just going to be for a picture. That's what I have it for. It's just for a picture. So you're going to tape the dented side along the dented side, and again, you don't have to miter because this piece we are going to put up so that it's not quite along the bottom. It's going to be centered in the middle. So just like that, and I'm going to put it on the top. You want to put it on the top layer. You're not tucking it. Okay, so you're going to just center that in the middle between this pocket, right along the other edge, the cut edge of your belly band. So you're going to be just about 3/4 of an inch or so down, 1/2 inch maybe from the top and the bottom. It's entirely up to you. And then you're going to peel your tape and stick it down, and I can't seem to peel the tape. Here we go. Peel the tape, stick it down, just like that. And there you go. And again, I think I used a magnet in here, but I'm not sure I'm going to put a magnet in this one. So there we are. We kept on going, and we're still only about 45 minutes. That can't be right. We've got to be at about an hour. But we'll call that a day for today. And we will come back and do section 3 on, how about Wednesday? How does that sound? Who's all still here? Nice to see you all staying with me, patient through my babbling. Don't forget to go to the files, and if you want to, well, maybe we didn't finish that conversation. If you head over to the files, there's a document, it's called Happy Mail. And it's because I received Happy Mail one day in the mail, and it completely made my day. There, we'll give you something pretty to look at. It completely made my day, and I got it from Sandra Flowers, and she was just so thankful that I gave her the information that I gave her. She sent me a goodie box full of all kinds of things. I think there were 3 cards and a little easel kind of card with a notepad holder on it, and a calendar, I think, and a couple of little treat boxes. It was really, really cute. And so, being that it made my day, I thought, you know what, other people might enjoy that as well. So I have that file up there. It's Happy Mail or Random Act of Kindness. And you can put your address in the comment section, and people can go through that comment section and just pick somebody that they want to send something to. And it could be something as big as what this album is, or something as small as just a card. You know, you'd be surprised how much you make somebody's day, especially right now in these times. We're all stuck at home. Some of us don't have a hobby like this that we can do. So having somebody send something is wonderful. So anyway, that's what I thought. You can include your birthday or an anniversary or something. Give somebody, you know, like maybe they'll send you a birthday card on your birthday, anniversary card on your anniversary. It's nice. I've made so many friends with doing projects like this. Talking, messaging back and forth. It's been great. I quite enjoy myself now. Learning a few things here, like this is all learning for me as well. So thank you all for being so patient with me. If there is no other questions or anything else like that, we will call this a day, and we'll see you back Wednesday, same time, Wednesday 1 o'clock. I will post on the page and tell everybody, remind everybody that I'm coming on Wednesday, either Wednesday morning or Tuesday evening. But we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye everyone.